So tell me in general terms what motivated this research.
We do an awful lot with labor markets, and we do things with labor markets that we're not necessarily directly involved in. And we've been hearing over and over again in an annual survey of the skill shortage. What are the hardest positions to fill? Across the board in so many of the countries, either 1, 2, or definitely in the top 5 was skilled trades. Now, skilled trades is not an area we do a lot of business with except in a few countries, but we saw that there was such a consistent need for skilled trades. We said we really need to put some kind of piece together to describe what are some of the issues, why are they there, and then of course, what are some potential solutions to solve this.
How can there be a shortage of skilled workers when there are so many people unemployed?
No doubt, and this is something that we're sensitive to. There are a lot of unemployed, skilled tradespeople. What we're really talking about is more of the future choke points. Where are some of the areas in the future that things could be a challenge? So in some countries, the more of the emerging ones, the choke point actually exists right now. In more of the mature countries where you see commercial real estate or residential real estate that is actually down, we recognize that there's a lot of talented, unemployed, skilled tradespeople. Our view is, and the research shows, that as you project out 1, 2, 3 years from now, which is about the time you need to start building some of this skill to get into the apprentice part of that position, is that there is a chance that the growth of a country, in case of the U.S., that's also true, that there may be a choke point based on this lack of skilled trades.
Why the emphasis on skilled trades?
Well, really, when you look at it, skilled trades are so interesting and indigenous to a country. So many times you hear about this knowledge workforce and how it's fungible and can be pushed all over the world and outsource this and outsource that. You can't outsource this. And we thought, this is a specific topic that what we have to do is to really look at in-place jobs. What are those jobs that can be trained, that can create a career, that allow somebody to graduate from a technical college, a vocational college, and actually work their way into being a small business owner. And that, coupled with the fact that there is such a shortage, we thought, this skilled trades is something that is a little bit of a kept secret, and it shouldn't be anymore.
How does it vary, though, in different parts of the world?
Well, when you look at it, a lot of it has to do with what countries are in their cycle. Where are they in their building cycle? The more you build in many skilled trades, the more you develop infrastructure things where you need welders and pipe fitters. It really is in more of a fast growth environment. However, in the mature areas, you have more of the maintenance environment. So in the emerging markets, this is absolutely critical, and also in more of the mature markets where it's in maintenance mode, and they've had this dearth of a pipeline, if you will, of new students coming into it that is creating such a requirement for the skilled trades field.
When you consider all those factors, what are some of the ways to address the issue?
It's not simple, and I think that's the issue. When you look at addressing these things, you can't just turn a button. No doubt we've coined a phrase called industry migrants, where you're able to leave one industry, maybe out of necessity, and go to another. This is a classic opportunity to do that. But you just can't do that by yourself, and you can't do that in 1 or 2 months. It's a process that goes through. So that process must be supported by government dollars, it must be supported by businesses, and it must be supported by the technical or vocational colleges associated with it. So that's kind of the how do you position yourself, including the mindset of making this honorable work and the right work to go into. That track has to be taken. But in where countries have more of a short-term need, that's where you get into strategic migration. And during a period of time when you have economic challenges, strategic migration is a very sensitive topic, and it tends to be shrunk. When in fact, maybe in some countries, particularly in some of Western Europe, though they need to be opened up in order to keep the economy going. So short term, our view is careful but important strategic migration. Simultaneously, which solves your future issues, is much more of building the pipeline, building the mindset, the capabilities, the education system, and the job on the way out that's going to solve this problem.